the Honorable Minister of Public Service, the Honorable Minister of State, Public Service, the Deputy Head of Public Service in the Office of the Prime Minister, our permanent secretaries, all our dear public servants from all ministries, departments, and agencies, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings and best wishes from His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. He was unable to come. That's why he delegated me to represent him. And he wrote his speech, which I'm going to read verbatim. And here it goes. Honorable ministers present, ladies and gentlemen, I congratulate all public servants upon reaching the 14th Africa Public Service Day. I thank the Ministry of Public Service for organizing this year's commemoration activities, and the public servants for their enthusiastic participation in the activities such as sports, exhibitions, etc. A modern economy is based on commercialized agriculture, industry, services, ICT, and an efficient public service. Since 1986, when the NRM captured power, our overriding goal has been to transform Uganda from a poor peasant society to a modern, industrial, united, and prosperous society. By 1986, all the pillars of the state had collapsed. There was no army to defend the people's interests, no police to maintain law and order, and the public service had been rendered inefficient on account of sectarianism, of tribe, religion, gender, etc. Therefore, in the absence of a patriotic army, the lives and property of Ugandans could not be secured. Some people forgot that peace, security, and stability are fundamental ingredients of development. Therefore, it was necessary that we first secure the country and wipe out all internal and external threats to peace and tranquility. The Uganda People's Defense Forces has been able to defeat and chase all disturbers of peace, for example, the ADF, LRA, etc., from the Ugandan territory. The other essential ingredient of development which the NRM has tackled is the establishment of the necessary social and economic transformation infrastructure across the country. The government has prioritized infrastructure development in the key areas of transport and energy in order to lower the cost of doing business in Uganda. There are 4 major cost pushers in business: high cost of electricity, transport, money, and labor. If these 4 are high, then the businesses cannot grow. Business is about profits. When you make profits, the business grows. And in order to make profits, you must minimize the costs. Therefore, our deliberate move to prioritize infrastructure development was aimed at creating a strong economic base to attract investment in the 4 sectors of commerce, agriculture, industries, services, and ICT. The dividends of this correct strategy are evident across the country. Factories have increased across the country. Industrial parks have been established in all the regions of Uganda. Agricultural production has increased to create surplus. I mean surplus for some commodities. There is more maize, sugar, milk, bananas, eggs, etc. than Ugandans can consume. This is on account of the good roads, cheap labor, enough electricity to support production and manufacturing. The challenge of high cost of money is being addressed by extending cheap credit to those engaged in production through Uganda Development Bank and the wealth creation programs such as Emyoga, Women Fund, Youth Fund, and now the Paris Development Model, PDM. PDM is aimed at eliminating the bystanders or speculators in the drive towards increasing household incomes and job creation. The NRM government has been involved in efforts aimed at integrating Uganda's market of the 46 million people to the bigger market of East Africa and Africa. Individually, the 54 African states have small internal markets that cannot spur them to higher levels of prosperity. However, collectively, Africa has a huge market of 1.3 billion people. This is the market that Uganda must take advantage of to gain greater prosperity. Uganda is ripe for investment. All the conditions for favorable investment climate are in place. Peace and security and stability are guaranteed. The physical infrastructure to enable business operations is in place. And finally, the market is available. That is the market, the Ugandan market, the East African market, and the huge African market as already enumerated. Therefore, business profitability and returns on investments in Uganda are guaranteed. All government efforts now should be aligned towards ensuring that we maintain peace and stability. Continue modernizing the infrastructure in order to attract more investments and eliminating the subsistence modes of production. We must prioritize the railway. And therefore, I urge the public service to support the pro-people agenda of the NRM. That is to say, by ensuring free education for our children in government schools, especially our children from the poor. Drugs are not stolen in our government health facilities. And the correct implementation of wealth creation funds to lift all Ugandans from poverty. Please desist from all forms of corruption. Corruption slows down Uganda's development. However, this will not be tolerated by the patriots who fought for the liberation of Uganda and Africa. I want to assure you that Uganda's progress is now unstoppable. Finally, I once again congratulate you upon reaching the Public Service Day and wish you peaceful celebrations. I thank you. General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. It is now my honor to launch the weather balloon, which is, of course, near here. The weather balloon, where is it? Where is it?
Honorable Prime Minister is here.
This is by the Ministry of Water. I'm launching the weather balloon on behalf of the President.
Honorable Prime Minister, the Permanent Secretary Minister of Water would like to
say something.
Say a few details on the balloon.
Okay.
Right, Honorable Prime Minister, this is what we call a weather balloon. In there, it has a small little gadget which is called the Rodison. And we use it and we release it 2 times in a day, at 3 p.m. and 3 a.m.
So I'm going to release it now.
Yes, so it helps us to determine the temperature, the wind speed, the relative humidity, and this is what we use for forecasting, but we also use to support aviation in Uganda. So, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need now to go to these traditional rainmakers. The department is with me in the ministry. You're welcome.
What do I do? Just get it and let it go.
Please prepare your cameras, your phones. The weather balloon, once released, starts to send weather data immediately back to the station.
Sagala Saudi Sategede.
Thank you, Honorable Right Prime Minister.
Have you seen it?
Could you take your immediately it sends back weather data to the station for use?
Where has it disappeared from? I told you things are working here in Uganda.
Thank you, Right Honorable Prime Minister. That's the end of the official function. May we rise on our feet for the anthems, please.